Big on this bitch. I feel like I'm the shit tonight.
And he got the nigga booted up. And he got the nigga booted up. And he got the nigga booted up. And he got the nigga booted up.
Yeah, I see a couple of old friends and they thinking they know me. That was back in the old 10s. They be stuck on the old me, but the old me got a couple of new friends. They be carrying heat like it's LJ back in 13.
Hello again, my YouTube family. So I just want to say I've hit 15 subscribers as of recording this video, and I know that may not sound like a lot, that may not sound crazy, but the way I look at it is that's 15 people that have chosen to take some time out of their day to go and watch my content, to go and engage with my content. And honestly, I love that. I appreciate that. You have no idea how much it means to me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for commenting on my videos. And I hope you stick around to see just how amazing this channel becomes as time goes on. But enough with the sob story. Today, what I want to do is get into another, let's say, music marketing video. You know me, you know my bread and butter, you know my MO. So today, we're going to be talking about music rollout strategies in 2024 and beyond, right? I know you're love to hear that phrase yet again. I put it in almost all of my titles, and that's because I think that the lessons that I'm trying to kind of get across in these videos is something that can be applied not just in this year, but throughout your entire music career as time goes on, right? If you notice, I don't necessarily get ridiculously detailed on a lot of stuff, and that's because my main goal is to provide you with ideas and inspiration so that you can take what you hear in my videos and then go implement it in your own strategy, your own way, and kind of pave your own path with it. I mean, at the end of the day, that's the goal. I want you to be able to utilize this video whether you're dropping an album or a single or a mixtape or really anything. I just want this to be a resource and a tool that you can use moving forward. One thing I want to say is I really do encourage you guys to let me know in the comments if you've implemented these strategies in the past. I'm talking about on any of my videos. If you've implemented the strategies in the past, if you found success with them, or if you plan to utilize these strategies for any future releases. Hit your boy up, leave a comment, shoot me a DM. I would love to see it, man. By the way, you can follow me at First Track Zeb on Instagram, should be on the screen somewhere. First Track Zeb on Instagram. Give me a follow. I post a lot of shorter form content there that comes from my YouTube videos, but I'm also just, it's an easier place to reach me, I would say, if you want to get in touch with me about marketing or just want to say hello, So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So the first thing I want to get into is gathering content. Now, I know you've heard that a billion times. Oh, I need to do more content. Oh, I need to do more content. I don't want to blah, 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 this and that. I get it. I understand. Look, I've said it in many videos and I'll say it again. Content should not be difficult. And there's a reason I say that, okay? Content should simply be an extension of your personality and of your brand. It needs to resonate with you, right? If you are making content that you don't like, you're making the wrong content. So getting back to my point, you need to be gathering as much content as possible prior to your release, okay? One good example of this is I say document the journey, right? Document your journey when you're creating. If it's a single, I want you to record everything from when you first go to the studio to record this single, the process of figuring it out, getting it just right. Have all of that stuff ready to go. The process of shooting the music video, if you shoot the music video, every single thing needs to be documented. This goes for singles, this goes for albums, this goes for tapes, this goes for any aspect of music that you want to put out there to the world. You need to be documenting the journey because that content can be utilized for all of your marketing efforts moving forward, right? You can have any sort of content that you need ready to go and ready and available so that you can post it on a myriad of different platforms and you're able to, drum up hype all the way leading up to the release. during the release when it comes out and after. You want to make sure you have no shortage of stuff to post, because at the end of the day, there's a billion other people posting on social media. What makes you stand out? What makes people want to go listen to your music over going to listen to somebody else's music, or going to watch a video, or going to do any amount of other things that you can do on the internet, right? You need to be in front of them, right? And that comes with content. You need to be putting out content, lots of content, okay? The next thing I want to touch on is the idea of working backwards when it comes to planning your single release or your project release. You need to work backwards or plan retroactively, right? You need to figure out, okay, if I want to put this song or this project out on October 31st, and it's August right now, the 1st of August right now, what do I need to do between now and then in order to have that release ready? All right. If the project's coming out on the 31st, okay, well, I want to work backwards, and I want to make sure that I have a cover art ready by this day, and I want to have the song mixed and mastered by this day, or the project mixed and mastered by this day. I want to have the music video shot by this day. I need to have it edited and ready to go by this day. You want to work backwards, so that way you're not playing catch up. You're not trying to come up with stuff at the last minute. The way I like to look at it is you should plan for every single thing you release to be the thing that blows you up, to be the thing that takes off and shoots you to the stratosphere. Plan like everything you release is going to do that. Don't drop little loosies, here and there, just because, I don't really know if I like this one. I don't really know if I mess with this one, or if the fans are going to mess with this one. So let me just drop it without a real plan, and then we'll see if people like it. And then if they like it, I'll do this and that with it. No, what are you doing? You need to plan for everything you release, because in my experience, with a lot of artists that I'm friends with, and they will tell you this, I have found that the songs that they make that they think and they believe are going to be their least popular songs that they're like, I don't even know, I feel like I should have scrapped this, I should have dropped this, those end up being some of their most streamed songs, right? This their most streamed songs. And do you want to know why that is? Because you don't always know what's going to hit like that. You may know what you like, it's your music, of course, but the fans may feel completely differently. There are plenty of artists that have come and dropped songs that they thought were going to be terrible, and then it ended up taking them to a new level that they never thought possible. So, plan retroactively, plan backwards, figure out what you need to have ready to go in order to meet your release deadlines, and in order to get the most effectiveness out of every single piece of art that you put out into the world. Next up, and this is super important, I kind of tie this back to a previous video as well, where I talked about building your network and networking. This next point is utilizing your network, okay? Utilize your network when planning a rollout strategy, right? You need to be able to hit up anybody and everybody that's down to help you out with different stuff. Look, putting out content, putting out a project, putting out a single, it's a lot of work, especially to do it the right way, in my opinion. It's a lot of work to be able to have everything in place so that everything goes off without a hitch. Call in some favors if you have them. I'm not the one to say you should be asking for free work or anything. I think everybody deserves compensation for their time. But at the end of the day, if you have a quality network of people that genuinely like you, you've built genuine connections with those people, a lot of times they're going to be inclined to help you out anyway, right? Like I said in that previous video, you want to be no more than 2 to 3 phone calls away from someone that can help you reach that goal, or get that thing done. If it's a cover art, you want to be able to make 1 or 2 phone calls, get that done. If it's mixing and mastering, you want to be able to make 1 or 2 phone calls, get that done. Music video, 1 or 2 phone calls. Anything and everything, you want to make sure that you can make 1 or 2 phone calls and you can get that done, so that way you're able to have your bases covered more. This ties back into planning retroactively. These are phone calls you need to make the second you have the song finished, or shoot, even before that, really. These are things that you should be thinking about as you're going through the process of creating this piece of art and of polishing it for the world. I want to give a shout out to Symphony OS as well. They're a marketing platform for artists. They allow you to kind of look at all your different metrics and data from across different platforms. They allow you to run, marketing campaigns to strengthen your fan base and grow in a lot of different ways. They have a super huge selection of tools. They're very, very responsive when it comes to adding new tools and new things to their whole platform in order to make the experience better for everybody. I'm never going to promote anything on this channel that I don't personally use or agree with. I'm not trying to shill anything that's BS. If I talk about it on this channel, you best believe I've used it. You best believe that I think it's worth your while to check out. Now, I will say there's an affiliate link in the description of the video. Check it out yourself. It's free, by the way. You don't necessarily have to pay for it. It's free. You can just hop in there, poke around, see the different tools that they have, and find out if it's right for you. But I think once you do, you're going to see that it is really helpful. So, hop in the description, check out that link, and if you just want to reach out to me and talk about some potential marketing, then let me know. I would really love to help you with your music and help you get it in front of more people. It's what I do. So you can also check out the link in the description for that. Schedule a call with me and we can chat and figure out that. So yeah, next I want to talk about planning public appearances. Now, if you want to go and try and be this old, where is he, peekaboo, mysterious ass artist, then I guess go do that, but I don't recommend it. People need to see you. People need to see your face. People need to see your personality. People need to see you in person so that they can get a good idea of who it is that they should be supporting, right? You need to plan public appearances, whether that's planning your own event. It can be a show. It can be a meet and greet. It can be a, early song or album listening party. It can just be hitting up some of your homies that are going to be on the show and asking if you can open for them, or asking if you can be a part of their show, a local show, anything. But you need to be outside. You need to be outside. Get outside, show your face, make sure people know who you are and why they should be supporting you. That's what's gonna really take you somewhere, because people can put a face to the music. Oh, you're so-and-so that made that song? Yo, that shit is tight. It's tight. You need to be putting your face in front of as many people as possible, both online and in person. Because at the end of the day, it will do nothing but serve to benefit you more over the long term. Now, this kind of goes hand in hand with, public appearances, but I also want to say create memorable merch that you can have at these different public appearances, right? At the end of the day, you want to be making a really good first impression on these people, but you want to leave a lasting impression by having something that these people can take with them after they've met you, after they leave, and now they have something. This is a good example. A good friend of mine at a show, when he released a project, he had comic books made. He had these little comic books made for his project. They kind of followed along with the different songs and embodied the different emotions of each of the different songs. Amazing idea. Shout out Helix for that. I think that was a super cool idea, super innovative, and I think a lot of artists should do something similar. I think it's a very good tactic for leaving a lasting impression on people, right? People love to have something that they can hold on to and remember and experience, physical items. Everything's becoming way too digital nowadays. You need to find a way to connect with people in person on a deeper level and give them something that they can take with them that isn't just a shared post or a liked post. In fact, on the topic of making things more personal and keeping things, both digital and in person, you need to be focused on a grassroots approach. Now, this will somewhat vary based on how big of an artist you are. I would say much bigger artists, much more sizable artists have a bit more leeway when it comes to this, because they might have a larger audience pool and a larger amount of people that listen to them in different areas. But if you're a smaller artist, you need to be focused on grassroots local growth first. Now, I'm not saying anything you don't know. I'm sure you know that. I'm sure you already try and promote yourself in person in your city. But I'm saying you need to go even harder. Whatever amount of work you're doing right now to get yourself out there locally, I'm telling you right now, you're not going hard enough, and you need to go harder, right? I'm the one that's gonna break that to you. You need to go even harder. You need to make sure that anybody in the city that would resonate with your music, you've met them, or you've at least seen them, or they've come to one of your shows. You need to know every promoter, you need to know every DJ, you need to know every producer, you need to know all the other artists that are in your city. You need to collaborate and work with people and just start a grassroots approach for your music. That way, people in your city are going to be the first ones that are going to kind of catch on to you, and then it'll take off from there. There's so many cases of this happening. Now, of course, not all the time. There's been plenty of artists that have popped off in a whole other city that isn't their hometown before they blew up in their own town, and that happens. But the vast majority of cases are of people that start in their home and grow there, and then their community starts promoting for them without them having to even do anything about it. Next, now this kind of goes hand in hand with, you know, public appearances and grassroots approach, but this is a very specific one. This is a very special thing that I think that every artist should be trying to do when rolling out new music, rolling out any kind of, you know, project or anything like that, is find a unique angle. Now, what does that mean? When I say find a unique angle, I mean take some measure, some approach that is drastically different in some way than what every other artist is doing. Okay, figure out something that you can do. You know, another word for it might be, you know, publicity stunt. Publicity stunt. I'm not saying do something that's going to taint your image or your brand, because at the end of the day, your brand and your name is all you have. Don't tarnish that. Don't do anything that's going to have people turn against you. But what I'm saying is do something that stands out, that makes people think, what? You know, for example, you could take a USB with your upcoming project on it, tape it to a wall in your city, and then, you know, do a giveaway for the first person to find it, right? Or have, you know, let's say like posters up. Now, not just any regular posters, they could be like a mystery poster so that no one even knows what it is. Well, they scan the QR code. Oh, now it's a download link for your album, right? It could be something just different, something out of the box. I can't even give you the best examples of what it should be because it needs to come from your brain. If I give you the idea for whatever it is, then it's not a good enough idea. I'm gonna keep it real with you. It's not a good enough idea. It needs to be something that you think of or that you and your team come up with together if you have a team in place. But it needs to be something unique, memorable, and something that you can do in your hometown, in your area, in your city, or online. But ideally, it needs to be something that you can replicate in your local community for it to have the largest impact and have the largest chance at virality. All right, now I've done, you know, I think enough yapping for one video. I've talked your head off enough for one video about this whole thing. But what I really want you to take away from this is to just make sure that you're as authentic as possible, that you're consistent, you're planning backwards, you're making sure to set things up in advance, and you're making sure to treat everything you release with the respect and care that it deserves, okay? Focus on your local community, build there first, and then expand outwards. Utilize your network to the fullest, all right? And just make sure that everything you do with conviction, confidence, and pride in your craft. I genuinely mean that. You need to do everything like you genuinely care about it. I've seen so many artists, and I feel for this, you know, I understand the sentiment. I see so many artists that, you know, they kind of give up after a while because they're like, oh, I'm not where I want to be yet with my music. I'm not at that level that I want to be at. Why am I even trying? There's so many other artists, you know, is it really going to be me? Who cares? Who cares how many other artists? If you're doing this because you're just like, oh, well, I want to make a bag off music, no, you're in it for the wrong reasons, to be completely honest with you. But if you're doing it because you love it and it's how you express yourself and it's how you create and it's the creative force that you bring to the world and your existence, then you need to do whatever it takes to reach that next level. Anyway, guys, that covers it for this video. I want to encourage you once again to like, comment, subscribe, share this with your fellow artists, please. not just for me, but for their sake as well. Because if you have an artist in your life that needs to hear this, or this is something they've been struggling with, this video might be the thing that kind of gives them the inspiration to move forward. So please, by all means, share it, leave a comment down below, tell me what you'd like to see next. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me. And as always, I'll see you at the top.